our culture war segment.
These motherfuckers.
With these motherfuckers. That's enough of introduction. Let's just get to it.
Hoki mai Arnold, welcome back. A protest by Destiny Church members failed to stop an appearance by drag queens at Gisborne Library today as part of the Rainbow Storytime initiative. It came after church members painted over a rainbow pedestrian crossing in the city.
Vandalism, criminal act.
Yesterday.
But Hastings Council has now joined Rotorua in cancelling its Rainbow Storytime event, citing safety and disinformation concerns. Yannicka Turallen reports.
A tense standoff outside Gisborne's library. A wall of Rainbow supporters face Destiny Church members, centimetres from each other's faces. Church members are angry about drag queens hosting a storytime event inside the library and Gisborne Council's rainbow pedestrian crossings. So last night, they painted over it.
We don't want these transgender rainbow coming in to teach our children. Rainbow rights!
That drew out Rainbow supporters to the library today.
I'm a mother of 2 gay children, and for a small minority group, actually, they're very small, Destiny Church here in Gisborne, to have done that, to have come down here yesterday and intimidated our rangatahi was really disgusting.
Inside, the mood was more upbeat.
But I am needs no excuse.
Gosh, doesn't that look terrifying? I'm sure all those children will need counselling afterwards. There's a pantomime of sorts going on with someone singing songs to them and reading books. I just hope that they can get through it in one piece, Chewy. I hope those children, like we should all, if we're Destiny, we should all pray for those children to make sure that they can get out of there in one piece with people singing and reading songs to them. Singing and reading songs? Reading books we'll go with to them. Sheesh. I fear for these children.
Where drag queens performed songs and stories about being comfortable with who you are.
This is probably the worst that it's been in terms of the heat and the online presence that we've had, the online messages and the hatred that we've had. We've had threats of violence and aggression.
Gisborne's mayor is appalled by the church's actions.
Here's a group of people who claim that they do God's work on earth. They could have...
Can we at least ask, Rehet Stoltz, have you filed charges yet? Have you filed charges for vandalism yet? Because there's plenty of evidence there. I mean, it's quite a minor charge overall, but it's undeniable. What are the repercussions for this? Charges or perhaps forcing Destiny Church to pay to get it repainted? Something? Nothing. Because nothing gets the blowhard, bloated Tamaki whānau thinking that they are now in the right. Like no consequences means they walk away going, yep, you can see, we did it fine, no consequences. No consequences hurts the people that you're standing up for in this message right now. I'm not criticising the mayor actually, but just people of power, people in positions in Gisborne in general.
Use that energy to support a community who are hurting.
Police say they respect the right to protest, but not when this extends to blocking access ways and willful damage, or when it appears to directly target a particular section of our diverse community. Brian Tamaki says his Destiny Church had planned to protest in Hastings on Thursday, but the council there late this afternoon followed Rotorua in cancelling the event over safety concerns. Tamaki says the church will continue to target all councils who fund rainbow initiatives and indicated there are plans to vandalise more crossings.
So you've heard conversations about further pedestrian crossings being painted over?
Gee, you journalists are persistent. Well, my smile on my face says it all.
So while Gisborne Council plans to paint the rainbow stripes back and police consider charges, rainbow crossings in other areas of the country could be next.
Okay, so Gisborne Council, I hope when you repaint it, you deliver the invoice to Destiny Church. Because they are the one...
Could be coming out of ratepayers.
These people who so often sit on the right, and I've heard Brian Tamaki in the last 24 hours talking about the left, so let's position him on the right comfortably. Talk about the government and councils wasting money. Well, therefore, you should be paying for this at the very least.
Yeah. No, look, invoice them for that and the new rainbow crossing that it's outside wherever their hall is. I refuse to call it a church. Destiny's a hate group. they have jumped on this. They jumped on the marriage equality law change and all of that sort of stuff. They love stirring up bigotry. It's an othering of people. You know, we don't want these rainbow transgender. They painted out the whole rainbow crossing, which of course represents a huge swathe of people, not just drag queens. It's not the drag queen flag. It's everything that represents. They talk about it being R18 performers. Like, as someone that's been involved in theatre and I don't know, can read a book, there have been men dressing up as women to entertain for hundreds of years.
Hi, Shakespeare. Only men dress as women.
Shakespeare, pantomime, the whole works. You're exactly right to identify it as culture war. They're just following the lead from the US churches that they ascribe to be.
I'm so happy.
And I'm
you
glad to
mentioned
see the
that.
community stand up and like, you can't leave this unchallenged.
Okay. Now, you guys out there know that we've been like, oh, we should help. We should find a funder. We should find someone who can get behind us and push us hard. How about we put that aside for a second? Let's find a funder who can do something like what they did in Topeka, Kansas. Topeka, Kansas, which is the home of Westboro Baptist Church. Somebody purchased the house across the road from Westboro Baptist Church, and they did that with it. I don't know exactly where Destiny Church is. I mean, obviously it'll be publicly listed. We'll be able to find out. But how about we find some wealthy people who can buy the house or the property opposite and completely cover it with rainbows, with whatever they're pushing back against. Whatever it is, because it's not just the rainbow community, it's not just the LGBT community. They've got their sights fixed on that at the moment, but it's basically anyone who's not us. And if we could find a property near them, we could do something, we could set it up, and we could push back. It's an idea. You know, you throw the ideas out there. One of you find people out there, know someone who knows someone who knows someone. Maybe there's something we can do to push back a little bit, rather than just having to, and this becomes frustrating, rather than just have to respond afterwards to this kind of bullshit. It is frustrating. It's, even though we talk politics and we talk news and that's what we do, to just respond afterwards and kind of go, meh, meh, I would rather do some preemptive responding as well, if we could.
I mean, it's disappointing. Like, they tried it here in Dunedin, and a pitifully small group of people came out and were completely herded out of the way by people that wanted to shield the kids from them. Like, when it comes down to it, what or who has caused more harm to children traditionally? Religious organizations or drag queens?
Yep.
Like, just, I'm leaving that real wide for some reason, but it doesn't matter what flavor of religious organization traditionally, not great for kids.
I think that's a very good question. Very good point. And look, we're about to go into a conversation for some reason that turned into men and women's dressing rooms. I don't know how it got there, but this is the tribalism we're talking about. That any of these accusations they make against people, sexualizing children, attacking unsafe, made by religious
Always
people.
Projection.
Made by religious people. It's like those American pastors you hear so often who push back so hard against the gays this and the gays that, who get caught with a male prostitute in the toilet. It's those guys. You know, some people have said that as an actual theory. You know, what they're yelling loudest about, it might be something you want to press in on them about. I mean, maybe it's something.
It is very rich for a man that wears as much makeup as Tamaki does to be going on about it. You know, that man does not have natural eyebrows. Like, I think any drag queen could point that out.